What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the size of your thoughts? Not your talent, not your background, not your luck, just the way you think. Stay with me, because this story might be the most important for minutes of your day. In a small, dusty town, there lived a young man named Zion. He was not rich. He was not connected. He had no mentor, no savings, and no safety net. Every morning, at 7 sharp, Zion unlocked the iron door of a cramped printing shop, swept the floor clean of yesterday's paper scraps, and took his place behind a machine that rattled like it was tired of living. He printed bills, wedding cards, government forms. His hands were permanently stained with ink. His shirt always carried a thin layer of dust. And yet, every single day, Zion showed up. Research tells us that nearly 70% of people worldwide feel stuck in jobs that don't reflect who they truly are. Zion was one of them, and he didn't even know it yet. From his seat beside the narrow shop window, Zion watched the world move at full speed. Cars rushed past. Professionals walked with purpose, phones pressed to their ears, coffee in their hands, energy in their stride. And somewhere deep in his chest, a quiet voice whispered something dangerous. Asterisk, this life is not for you. He had heard that voice before, when he was younger and full of fire. Back then, Zion loved design. He loved the way color could make someone feel something without a single word. He had notebooks filled with sketches, layouts, ideas that danced. But then his father fell ill. The hospital bills arrived. And slowly, those notebooks found their way under the bed, buried beneath responsibility and reality. He told himself what scared people always tell themselves. Be realistic. Be safe. Don't reach too far. So Zion survived. He earned just enough. He breathed just enough. But every night when the shop lights went off and the street went quiet, he walked home feeling something he could never quite name. Not sadness, not failure, just a strange, hollow smallness. One evening, after a longer day than usual, Zion locked up the shop and sat on the front steps as the sky turned deep orange. He reached into his bag and pulled out a poster he had secretly designed during his lunch break. The colors were bold. The layout was clean. For one brief, honest moment, looking at that poster, he felt alive. Then fear arrived, right on schedule. Asterisk, nobody will care. You're just the print shop guy. Put it away, asterisk, and he did. The very next morning, everything changed, not with a dramatic event, but with a single question. An elderly customer named Mr. Haroon came in to collect some notices. He was a quiet man with sharp, steady eyes that missed nothing. He noticed the poster on the corner of Zion's table, picked it up without asking, and studied it for a long, silent moment. "You made this?" he asked. Zion nodded, embarrassed. Mr. Haroon set it down gently and asked something no one had ever asked Zion before. Asterisk, why are you hiding this? Then, before Zion could answer, he said, "Most people don't fail because life is hard. They fail because they think small. So tell me, if fear didn't exist, what would you do?" Zion had no answer. But the question followed him home, sat beside him at dinner, and kept him awake long past midnight. That night, staring through his window at a sky full of stars, Zion made no grand decision. He simply allowed himself to think freely for the first time in years. And from that tiny, quiet act, something shifted permanently. He didn't quit his job. He didn't take a reckless leap. He stayed 1 hour later each evening, practicing his designs, uploading his work online with a basic phone. Nothing happened for weeks. Then one like. Then a comment. Then a local business owner who had seen his work online walked in and offered him his first real paid project. Not a miracle, a momentum. Built one honest hour at a time. Weeks became months. Zion still worked at the printing shop, but now he walked differently. He looked forward, not down. And one evening, Mr. Haroon returned, glanced at Zion, and smiled. "You cleaned the window?" he said. Zion smiled back. "No," he replied quietly. "I cleaned my thinking. And just that, changed everything." Your thoughts are not neutral. They are either building your future or quietly limiting it. The question is simple. Are you brave enough to think bigger? If this story moved you, drop "I will think bigger" in the comments right now. Hit like and subscribe, because every week we tell stories that remind you who you actually are.